It's the Love of the Game podcast. This is your last dance reaction show brought to you by SUVtv. Fellas, we just watched. That was episodes what 7 and 8.
No, 5 and 6, man.
Five and six.
Come on, man.
Hey man, if I don't know what number of podcasts we're on, how can you expect me to know what episode this is? But a great 2 episodes, I think, fellas. Let's I guess get the introductions out of the way for those that don't know who we are. This is Mondre Allen, your host of Love of the Game podcast. I got my boys with me. Coach Huff in the building, 805 Pride.
What's going on?
B. Will, head coach of the Georgia Canes, was good.
Yo.
And Locks Way, the only way. Dante Matlock, what's happening?
What's up, man?
Fellas, we got a lot in this episode. First off, I'll just say Kobe.
Oh man, it gave me chills. Straight chills.
Yeah.
It was for me, because it took me like probably months to get over that situation. I didn't even get over it, but just to come to this to realization that it happened. That for me kind of like helped me, like, you know what I'm saying, to put a lot more things in perspective. How much MJ he played his game after Mike, and you know what I'm saying. It just, I thought I was gonna be sad about the situation, but I actually was like, I needed to see this. You know what I mean? I needed to see that. Like, I needed to hear that.
I'm still hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely still hurt.
Still
but
hurt.
It would, for me, it just made me to be able to hear some new information, something fresh again from Kobe. For me, was good. Like, it was okay. Yeah.
It reminded me of how much Kobe gave to the game and how much he actually just loved the game and he cared about the game. Like, it kind of reminded me of that. But their relationship, it made me look at their relationship different, because I never felt like Kobe was like really paying homage to anybody. So like, Mike was my big brother. Like, that was a different thing coming from Kobe to me.
Yeah. Definitely still tough though. It was tough, but man, good to see at the same time.
For sure. There you could really see it going back and watch a video of them side by side. Like, he emulated that man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He really did. Like, their whole, like, down to how they walk, how they, you know what I mean?
The demeanor, everything.
Yeah, for sure. It made me think of something different though. Like, I kind of miss that. I miss the days when players were paying homage and emulating the things that they saw in other players. Like, Bryce, you tweeted about MJ's layup package.
Ridiculous.
I feel like everybody in the gym was trying to hang
time,
and thought, like,
if he didn't dunk on you with one hand, his layup package was so pretty. Yeah, and he was going through contact too. Like, he was eating the contact and still giving you like on the other side. Like, damn.
It was crazy. Like,
crazy.
I feel like young kids today, I don't do that as much as we did. Like, I remember staying up trying to watch Mike play, and after the game, you want to go outside. Like, you want to try to be like Mike. I don't know if young kids are really emulating in the way that we did.
I think the younger kids are.
I think a lot of people now are trying to create their own stuff, man. Yeah. Like, we wanted to be like Mike, we wanted to be like Penny, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to do that stuff. They
Hardaway.
Yeah. Well, I think the younger kids are. Like, I noticed that when I coached that 9-year-old, 10-year-old YMCA team.
Yeah, younger kids. Yeah.
So I think but as they get older, I don't think not. But you got to think too, the NBA is young. So of course, you're not going to emulate a guy that's 3-4 years older than you. that she probably played against in high school.
They emulate Steph Curry and stuff.
Yeah. NBA is a lot younger league. Thoughts on how Mike viewed Drexler? Hey,
he won his net. Boy.
Take the competition out. We ain't on the same level.
Yeah, hey,
bro, and that was a quote. Like Mike said, Clyde was a threat, but I took offense to him being compared to me. Like
Drexler,
we was talking about that Phoenix versus Portland. That quote says everything to me.
No, it doesn't. No, that quote has nothing to do with the series.
Mike was like, but this man's not on my level at all.
And Drexler them still won game 2 in Chicago. Now, what you got to say about that?
They still lost 4-2.
But they weren't down 3. Being tied 2-2 and being down 3-1 is two different things, bro.
Both teams went home this week.
Okay, you going home, but it's still two different things.
Why do you feel like Phoenix series was more difficult? Just wondering. I mean,
I just feel like MJ
legit.
Yeah, I feel like MJ respected them different.
Why was that Phoenix team? Because of KJ and Barkley and Dan Marley
and Thunder Dan?
What about how?
If Phoenix plays the Blazers, Charles Barkley has a ring. If Phoenix play, to me, if they play the Blazers,
I don't know. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, bro.
I might be reaching. Yeah.
Who's guarding Chuck?
Who's guarding Drexler?
Oh, Drexler look old as hell.
He's playing MJ, dog. He's playing MJ. Stop.
Hey, Dan Marley is definitely guarding Drexler.
Hey, he's gonna
Dan
get
Marley is definitely guarding Drexler.
And Drexler's giving him buckets, bro. Y'all tripping, bro. Come on, man. Y'all tripping.
Hey, man.
No answer for Barkley. Terry Porter is not guarding KJ.
Hey, man. Only reason Huff saying it because they got the same tape line.
Man, see? Wow.
I am done.
But I'm on the floor, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you this, though. Something I feel like we can all agree on. The soundtrack is back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
thank you.
I think the best episode was 5 for the soundtrack so far.
Yeah, best episode so far.
I agree.
It was good.
They jumped it off with the Nas and the Lauryn Hill.
That was
you know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all sleeping on special ed, man.
Yeah, that's before my time.
Yeah, I'm with Bryce.
I got it made, man. Come on.
Nah,
man.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's dope.
Yeah, definitely.
That's dope. I was happy that the music is back. At some point, we're gonna have to release.
Hold on. We're not gonna talk about music and not talk about who they threw in there tonight. So don't get out of here without talking about Outkast.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? To me, at some point, we're gonna have to rank like the episodes as far as
that was the perfect Outkast song.
Yes.
Yeah,
that moment. They made that perfect.
That I don't know if we're gonna talk about it at some point, but that when Mike came here and they played in the Georgia Dome,
I was at that game, bro.
First of all, I didn't know the Georgia Dome has been around that long. Second of all, they changed.
Whoa, Bryce. Do you know the Olympics? Do you know the Olympics were here?
I was gonna let him
I didn't know
96.
I didn't know that.
I was gonna let Bryce get that off.
And then the second one was the way they like turned it. I was like, whoa, this like anyway. I ain't see that before. I never saw that. I thought they was playing it like the Omniform or something. I don't know.
They could have filled that whole thing, probably.
Yeah, they could have.
They could have filled the whole thing. I want to know. One thing. Well, two things actually. Number one, that Converse commercial with Magic Johnson and rapping was trash.
Horrible.
that was trash.
The rapping was horrible.
Oh my god, that was so
commercials
corny.
Back then were horrible, man. What are you talking about?
So corny and trash.
That's why we got NBA players rapping because of that video.
Right. Hey, that was back when the hardest thing you could say on an album was "huh." Like that was the hardest thing you could say. But that commercial was trash. I forgot how many pairs of shoes that Spike Lee sold me. I completely forgot. I don't understand why. Like, I don't know how throughout my life, I somehow forgot about Spike Lee in the middle of all of this when it comes to selling shoes. I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and y'all gonna feel like it's stupid, but I really want y'all to think about it. Do the Jordans jump off like they jump off to become the culture icon that they do without Spike Lee being involved?
No, I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think it was hand in hand. I think it
was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Perfect
storm. It was a perfect partnership.
Jordan was taking off in the NBA. Yeah. That's when Spike Lee and his movies and his era of him being on TV and everything was taking off, and it was a perfect storm, man.
Yeah.
But y'all not gonna get past that 3 million. Oh, they were expecting 3 million in 4 years, and they got 126 million in the first year.
Hey, they didn't mention Sonny Vaccaro.
Fact.
They should have mentioned Sonny.
Is that because didn't Sonny bounce from Nike to Adidas and stuff like that? So I just thought that just now. We were watching it too, and I said, "Damn, they ain't throw Sonny in there. Sonny's definitely a huge
nothing."
But it must have had something to do with that Adidas. He said,
So who's holding the biggest L when MJ didn't want to go to Nike in the first place? Which shoe company is holding the biggest L for not?
Adidas.
Gotta be Adidas.
Adidas is like, oh, we're not even trying to do that right now.
I think Adidas and Converse.
Well, he said he wasn't wearing Converse. He wanted to wear Adidas. The man wanted to wear Adidas, and they just said, "Oh, we're not doing that."
Folded tremendously. They folded.
That's crazy. They ain't never been the same.
They've been folding for a lot of people.
They've been okay now.
They got the Derrick Rose in regards to basketball shoes, sneakers, right? They got the Lillard. You got the
hardest.
They
had Kobe's for a minute.
Yeah, but you didn't get the Kobe's
that are the best ones.
But you didn't get the Kobe's that went off though.
Oh, Kobe really? And you got the T-Max.
T-Max went off. T-Max went off.
T-Max went out the first three. T-Max went off.
On some basketball type stuff. T-Max was kind of hard. Low-key.
Yeah, I had some Gilbert Arenas. I had some Hibachi.
But I mean, I think
I'm not with this.
I'm not
in the grand scheme of things, Adidas folded. Like they've had a number of players, but they ain't had no Mike. Like,
I'm trying to think of the biggest shoe that they had, and how long did it last?
Didn't they have KG for a minute too?
Who?
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, they had KG.
KG for a minute.
Duncan.
They didn't get an iconic shoe though.
But all these people had
y'all reaching, bro. Y'all reaching.
They had
that's what I'm saying. And so I'm going with
they had all these people, but all these people had iconic shoes with Nike, even though they might have been back and forth.
That's what I'm saying.
They came to Nike, and then Tim Duncan had some really good shoes. Kevin Garnett had some really good shoes with Nike. A lot of these people were with Adidas.
Everybody went to Nike, got better.
Nike, they got some fire. Like.
I still think Derrick Rose has the most Adidas basketball shoes that I've ever seen. Like,
and really, the best Adidas basketball shoe is the Pro model. Out of all of them, Signature, the Pro model is the best basketball shoe they have, and that's not even connected to any necessarily one player, as far as I know.
That's a team shoe,
right?
One decision can impact you for generations.
Like, hey, that's what she said.
Wow.
Who, Carmen Electra?
Hey, why did Mike do Pat dirty at every level? Mike did Patrick Ewing.
Because Pat was his whipping boy. I told y'all that a long time ago. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. From the NCAA championship game to the NBA.
They knew Pat, like Charles said a couple weeks ago, right? Huff, yeah, Pat, mentally, he wasn't gonna get you to the promised land.
Right.
That's crazy because
Pat
Ewing had that
the game.
That thing about being feared though in college. Like Georgetown was Patrick Ewing. I remember Patrick Ewing being scary. Maybe that was because I was really young, but I felt like Georgetown like people feared them. And then MJ made him look really human. Like he was somebody that I hope would win. He wasn't a feared guy anymore to me.
I mean, those were competitive. I do remember those series. Those were competitive series. It's not like they just walked over the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Knicks were up 2-0.
Yeah, it wasn't like they just like John Starks and they was playing Charles Oakley.
Then it was a 4-0 sweep. Just thought,
Mike is just that
Got him out of here at 6.
Yeah, come on, man. All right. You know how you play with your little brother or something, and you go, all right, you ready for me to play for real?
Let him hit you a couple times.
Yeah.
Did Mike have a gambling problem?
Is it a gambling problem? If you had,
I think we're gonna hear more about this next week. I think
this
storyline is coming back next week.
I mean, what do you do when you have that much money?
And you can't go anywhere.
I think it's a rush.
It helps him. It helped him get away from his reality a little bit.
For sure.
I mean,
that's what he tried to explain. That's what he tried to explain about going to Atlantic City.
He sat in the hotel room all day long just to hide from the media. I mean,
did you see what it looked like when he came out of that hotel, bro?
Man, that's crazy.
Can you imagine?
Like a rock star.
Like, I wonder how much money it cost him to go from his hotel room to the team bus. You know how much money he has to pay in security to be able.
Well, the
to
team is paying that. The team is paying that too now. They're doing the season. Yeah.
They're handling his security. You think
they had to?
They got to.
They had to. That's 24-hour round the clock security in those hotels.
It's a combination of both.
I mean, they had to pay for it. They had to.
That's got to be a lot though to get. I mean, you got to get him from the hotel room to the team bus to the practice facility, inside the facility, and then
every single game. Yeah.
And the NBA probably paying for some of it too.
But I mean, they were making so much money during this time period.
Facts.
What's you know what I mean? Like
facts. Everything's selling out.
The NBA at the time is booming, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna protect our asset at all costs.
I wonder if Jordan had anything in his contract where he got a piece of his jersey sales. Can you imagine what those numbers look like? I need to try to Google that. I bet his jersey sales. MJ, who has sold more jerseys than MJ even till today? You think LeBron or anybody has eclipsed that? Steph Curry, maybe?
Curry, close, probably. I don't know. I'm not familiar with jersey sales, but Curry.
I think when AI was playing,
AI sold a lot of jerseys, probably.
AI sold a lot of jerseys.
I mean, but people who ain't even basketball fans at all is
I like Jordan.
Maybe Iverson, man. Maybe somebody like that. I wonder.
And I would say Curry, probably.
If I was smarter, I would have done that research before we came on. I'll have it next time. MJ said, I took offense to Clyde Drexler being compared to me.
Speaking of media, Horace completely was looking funny in the light.
Why? Hey, bro, when he got on and was trying to say that he didn't do it or he wasn't the one that was telling, all I could hear was Jay-Z, we don't believe you. You need more. Like,
and Mike
definitely need more people.
He must have known something. He must have knew exactly because he said it was Horace. Like it wasn't like
he said it like he wasn't nothing.
Yeah, it was Horace.
Yeah. And Armstrong came back and said the same thing.
That's wild.
Mike said, I know I've been snitching for 7 episodes or 6 episodes, but Horace was really snitching.
That was a real snitch right there.
He was I was just saying they were storing cocaine and drinking. He talking about everything.
That's at halftime.
At least I ain't give no names.
Right.
MJ talking about. Yeah, man. I think whatever's going on between MJ and Isaiah Thomas is deeper than basketball.
Yeah, what could
it's deeper than basketball, bro?
Man, see, nobody's talking about the 1985 All-Star game. Well, Isaiah was part of that group that tried to freeze Mike out. Go. That's part of it. That's part of it. That's part of it, man.
I would agree, but you talking about all of this time later, bro?
You can still be that mad.
And
that mad.
Somebody better do some research. Isaiah's from Chicago. Now y'all better do some research.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's bigger. It's got to be something bigger than basketball with them, bro. It's got to. Like, I just don't
like girl or something like that.
That's what broke up. That's what broke up everything else in the NBA. I mean, I don't know all the teams that broke up over that, do we?
What teams broke up over that?
And see, Huff trying to get, cause Huff no, Huff no. We missed a championship in Dallas because of that.
Oh, Tony Braxton, huh? What?
Yeah. Hey, y'all young bucks, boy. Y'all gotta.
Who you saying we?
Bryce don't know. He don't know what we're talking about.
I'm saying I would have been alive to see it. I didn't witness Dallas winning the championship until Dirk.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Because something off the floor got in the way.
Yeah. I don't know about Tony. Yeah. I know Tony.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is between Mike and Zeke, but it's something to me bigger than basketball.
Because you would think that at this point, like they would have squashed it. Nah.
Well,
it was just a lot of emotion.
Like, man, I'll just say when Mike doesn't like you or something you said, he holds a grudge. I heard Charles Barkley on the radio interview this week said him and Mike don't talk to this day because he came out and said some things about Mike, about how he was running the Charlotte Hornets, and Mike took offense to it.
Yeah.
Wow. Mike emotional, man.
Charles know he was lying when he said he didn't have a problem losing to Mike in the championship. You know, Dad. Sounds good.
I'm gonna cry for a month. Hey, can you imagine trying to go to the barbershop after you just got smashed in the finals? Does your barber like, hey, when you walk in the barbershop, you know everybody talking about it, bro, and the whole barbershop go quiet?
Next year, bro.
That's what they say when you walk in lock next year, bro.
Next year, I ain't gonna get him next year, man. Damn, that Mike was good.
At least you lost to the best, dog. At least you lost to the best.
Hey, man, they cheated, friend. That's what friend I am.
Oh yeah, man.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it real, friend. I'm gonna keep it real, friend. Y'all were down 3-1. Y'all got y'all.
Hey, bro. Do y'all want to talk about the Coogee short set?
That was fire. I actually seen a link for you can buy that. Somebody posted it on Twitter.
Hey, that's a dope fit.
You talking about when Mike went to the Olympics?
To Barcelona.
Yeah. But you gotta realize that was the style back then, man.
I'll wear that now.
I'll wear that now. Straight to the day.
Yeah, I'll wear that now.
Hey, we stepping out of the day party clean.
I've been saying this for a long time, man. As bad of a dresser as Mike is, he was so cool that he just got away with it, bro. He made stuff that's not cool.
The thing about it is, Mike's like athletic apparel was tough. His clothing, like his pregame suits, they were just big.
But that was the style then.
But his stuff looked good though. You know what I mean? Like his stuff still looked good. It was clean.
You're not gonna tell me them bootcut jeans that Mike has been wearing from the very beginning was ever cool.
Mike
dressed like my Uncle
Frank. Carmelo was wearing it too. And Dwayne Wade. They all wore the big suits. The baggy suits.
Yeah, everybody wore the baggy suits for sure. I mean, we saw Patrick Ewing's suit looking Steve Harvey-ish.
Very
Steve Harvey.
Him in that joint. So big.
we saw his suit looking Steve Harvey-ish, but
y'all gonna gloss over that boss move Jordan made in the Olympics though.
Oh, that was genius.
Drape the flag over. I'm not that Reebok. I'm not doing that. That was a boss move.
I never noticed that till today.
I thought he was
completely
thrown off. Oh snap!
Hey Bryce, I want you to wear that Coogee short set. Like,
hey, if it's
pull it off, dog.
I can get it for real. I'm gonna throw it on.
When we get back in studio live, Bryce, I need you to wear
that. You see me with that on, just know I'm coming straight from the day party, and I'm going straight to the studio, and I'm like, it don't even say nothing. Don't ask me no questions. Just know. I swear somebody posted the outfit on my timeline on Twitter. I really looked at it. I promise you. Gotta get the short set.
Man, I would have loved to be in that Olympic gym for that run they had though. Man, the trash talking, the play.
And so tell me who outside of Christian Laettner. Tell me who is at that practice that really don't want no smoke once it got going.
You said Bird. Why you say outside of?
Well, you could say Bird because he was older then and his back was messing up.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that.
Because back in the day, Larry was the biggest trash talker there was.
He still wanted to smoke. He was gonna compete.
Nah, I don't know, because if you watch the Dream Team series, he said, man, Larry didn't want no part of this.
Because he was older, his back was.
But that's what I'm saying. At that particular time, he didn't want no smoke.
Who on that team?
Who else was on there? Who else?
Patrick, David Robinson. Oh, David Robinson was giving Patrick Ewing buckets, bro. I ain't giving that.
David Robinson didn't want no smoke.
Any of them didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, them dudes are the best. Those are the best basketball players in the world at the time. Like, it's kind of hard to say.
Hey, but when you get Magic Johnson, and we all know how it is, right? If you got the best 12 kids in Georgia, once DeJuan Odom and Davion Mitchell, once the goons start being goons, we're going to see levels within those levels, I think. I would think. Maybe I'm not giving those guys.
You're not. You're not. There were dudes on that team, bro. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
Karl Malone.
Oh yeah.
The battles, you got to think about the battles.
We brought him up. I would bet my last paycheck that Charles Barkley was wiping his backside with Karl Malone in that game.
No, Charles Barkley said they were going toe to toe. It was a battle.
You giving Charles a lot of credit right now.
You got to go back and watch that Dream Team stuff, man.
Karl Malone was legit.
Yeah, Karl Malone was MVP.
I'm not saying he's not. I just don't think he's
the mailman matched the pick and
roll. You can't do what he did in the league and say he's not close to Barkley. Come on, man.
I don't understand why I can't say that.
You're disrespecting that man.
I don't think I am. He's better than a lot of people. I just don't think he's nowhere close to Chuck.
Like to say nowhere close? Like, come on, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Actually, I don't think that Karl Malone is in the same league with a bunch of power forwards that have played in the league.
Karl Malone.
Hey, man, Drake, come on, man. We're going to have to end this podcast.
Can I list them?
Who, man?
Can I list them? He's not better than Charles Barkley. He's nowhere near as good as Tim Duncan. He's not in the same league with Kevin Garnett. I don't think Karl Malone is better than Kevin McHale at all.
So you don't think Karl Malone is top 5 power forward?
He's not as good as Charles Barkley. He's nowhere near as good as Tim Duncan. He's not as good as KG, and he's not better than
why isn't he? Why isn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
As a player.
You just didn't like him. Did you say that you didn't like him?
He can't handle the ball and score like Barkley. He wasn't that force that Barkley was with or without a great point guard. Barkley was that with or without a great point guard. He was still that. Barkley was that.
That diminishes Karl Malone because John Stockton played with him?
I didn't say it diminished him. I'm looking at two players and you asking me who I think is better.
No, you didn't just say better. You said way better.
Way better.
Way better.
Karl Malone mastered the mid-range shot off the pick and roll. None of them, those that you named, maybe besides Tim Duncan, did that.
Charles Barkley shot threes too, man. So.
Yeah, KG shot him too, though.
KG shot him right.
Karl Malone perfected,
and we know from a footwork standpoint, he ain't touching Kevin McHale at all on the block. Man, he don't have those type of moves, bro.
You disrespected him though. I just think you disrespected him.
So I would say he is top 5 block, but he's 5.
Damn. I mean, I guess,
and I'm just going off top of my head. I didn't plan on talking about that.
If you'd have won a championship or 2,
you wouldn't be saying this.
I ain't even looking at that. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking purely at his game. I'm not even considering the championship at all. I'm looking at his game, how he play.
The man only.
I matched him up 1-on-1, and all things being equal, and it come down to that matchup. Who am I taking? I'm taking.
The only times he did not average 21 points a game. His first season and his last season.
Yeah, because he didn't have a point. He didn't have John Stockton.
Man, see that he still averaged. Man, okay, man. All right.
I'm just looking at his game. Hey, coach, which one of those guys that I name is he better than?
Kevin McHale.
Depends on what you want. It depends on what you want.
Hey, go back and watch that tape, Lock. That's just me, bro. I don't know. I didn't plan on talking about that, but he wasn't that guy to me. He wasn't that guy.
Fair enough.
Hey, Tony Kukoc caught a stray.
Tony.
Oh, I hate him for Tony, man.
He came back tough though.
But Tony Kukoc was so good with the Bulls, like
very good.
So it's almost like they hazed him real quick. They took out their frustrations from Krause on him, but they got him prepared for what he was about to. Because on the Bulls,
but he gained their respect when he came back in the championship in the gold medal game and put in work.
That dude was good in the league.
Mondre gonna say he was trash too.
I'm waiting.
I like Tony. I didn't say Carl was trash. I didn't call that man trash.
Man, that's what you basically did, man.
Just because you're not better than some people don't mean you ain't,
Your exact words. Nowhere close. Like that's
right. Oh.
Karl Malone was good.
Yeah.
And Kukoc came over to the league and was
man, pull up that comment. Who's second in NBA scoring? Thank you.
Well,
well, that's gonna change soon. So
I don't care what it's gonna change right now.
Last long.
Very soon.
Yeah. But he'll still be the highest scoring power forward.
Malone was tough, dog. He came off that pick and roll and he was knocking.
He gonna make an excuse again. Let's keep rolling.
I never said he wasn't. I never said any of those things. What y'all saying, I didn't say.
Just like you trying to tell me Dan Marley is gonna stop Clyde Drexler. Get out of here, bro.
Under Dan Marley could play though.
I didn't say he couldn't play, but he ain't stopping Clyde Drexler. You better put some respect on Clyde Drexler.
Who could lock any of them down though, besides Mike and Scotty? Who could lock Clyde?
There was a reason they were trying to compare Mike and Clyde Drexler.
Right, exactly.
Because he was that good.
That good.
Just not as good as Mike.
He was close.
Up there, yeah.
Here go Mike again.
Who? What?
He already talked. He's about to say Clyde Drexler wasn't that good.
No, I didn't say that. I just said he shouldn't be compared to Michael Jordan.
We didn't say he should.
We had to see it to believe it, though. I mean, Clyde Drexler, Clyde was good, man.
Hey, so going into that series, before we saw it, Huff, we felt like, oh man, like this is the matchup. Like this is who we think was going to take down Mike. Did you feel that way?
I thought it would be a battle. I didn't think he was going to take him down, but I thought it'd be a battle.
I didn't think it was. I didn't.
But you thought the Barkley team was going to be a battle.
Yes. I thought they were giving him more.
Because you thought Thunder Dan was going to guard Michael Jordan. Okay.
No.
Who did Kevin Johnson dunk on that one time? This might
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
He sat on his back.
That was classic. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I knew it was somebody. I couldn't remember.
Hey, when Prince comes to watch you play basketball,
You're pretty big time.
kind of the man.
Big.
Right. James
Like-
Blouses shows up. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's over Rihanna coming to watch LeBron all the time. I think Prince coming to watch you play is way above that.
Way bigger, yeah. Seinfeld in the locker room. Yeah.
I don't trying to impress Prince is
Hard.
almost right? I don't know how you impress the greatest entertainer or one of them of all time. That's crazy. Hey, did low key, did Gatorade have better commercials than Nike?
Now they just had that one commercial.
More
that'd be like Mike commercial.
Yeah, come on now.
Nike had better commercials.
Come on, the Spike Lee commercial. Come on.
Are you saying is Gatorade have better commercials now or then?
No, he's talking about then.
I'm asking not necessarily better commercials to us or our culture, but I'm talking about more impactful worldwide.
What was more impactful than Spike Lee and Michael Jordan?
Nothing.
I don't think.
So I think they both go hand in hand. The Gatorade commercial and the Spike Lee commercial.
Yeah.
It's got to be the shoes.
Yep. Gotta be the shoes.
It's gotta be the shoes.
That's the one thing that Mike has that surpasses all these other stars. His commercials, his appeal that everybody wants to be him, on TV is different. Like LeBron is amazing, but he doesn't have that Spike Lee next to him. Or he doesn't have like that marketing is different. Like
you don't have Little Penny.
Don't have Little. Yeah. Even Little Penny.
Don't have that. Yeah.
Now LeBron did have the LeBrons. Those commercials were classic.
The LeBron when he was in that swimming pool that time was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was a good commercial.
These dudes had they had other things that we just.
But I think commercials were like everything we got to talk about has to be put in context. Commercials were very different back then. Like, it was productions for commercials back then. Yeah. It was just like, I mean, we don't even watch music videos anymore now, but that Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson video, Jam.
Yeah.
Jam. I was just talking about it.
Yeah.
Jam. Hey.
Yeah, we need some of that. Like,
we need to play that in the background, and I want to see Huff try to do the MJ part.
Never.
You're gonna get like LeBron James, and who could you put LeBron with? Like
the Wheaties commercial, yeah.
The Wheaties fire.
Sure.
All right, so that kind of brings us to this now. So they talked about it, which I never thought they were going to talk about. Michael Jordan as an activist. And he basically said, if what I do inspires you, great. If not, maybe I'm not the person you should be following. And I see Mondre's face already. But you gotta see both sides of it, Mondre. Who at that time was really taking a stance other than Muhammad Ali?
Facts.
I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but I'm asking you a question.
Are we saying what athlete?
Yeah, he's an athlete. Yeah.
So we're not gonna talk about seeing a black fist at the Olympics, along with Ali, along with
Chris Jackson did take a stance.
Raouf Mahmoud. I tried
Mahmoud, Raouf.
Jim Brown. Like
that's why I asked you. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Number of guys before him that showed him the way.
But were any of them at his level besides Muhammad Ali?
No.
Jim Brown probably retired.
Jim Brown. But you gotta I feel like I could be wrong. The 60s was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Than we talking about the 90s.
But
hold on, Mondre, but I also say this. He said it best, like that wasn't something he wanted to do. Can you get mad? I mean, yeah, we might have felt like Obama said, he felt both sides of it, but that wasn't him. You want him to be somebody that he's not, and that wasn't him.
Which I respect.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have to be the same way.
Yeah.
I don't. Look, that was
his. We can look at Colin Kaepernick and see how that turned out for him.
See, and I think those are very different extremes. I don't think it took a whole lot to stand against that guy. Like I could see,
and I understand what you're saying, Mondre. But he also
there's a difference between being an activist and just standing against that guy.
But he also said, I don't know this other guy either.
Yeah.
So I'll put my money behind him, but I can't make a true comment on this guy.
The man said after he won.
But that was after he won. That's after the fact.
No joy in Mudville tonight. Word.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying. We know what that guy is. He's a racist. But to vouch for a guy you don't know, that could hurt you just as bad.
And that's hard to do sometimes.
You gonna vouch for a guy you don't know, Mondre?
No, but you might want to get to know him. If you know what the opposition is about, I mean, you have that opportunity to get to know him, especially with your mom backing them, and they're asking you to get on the like. To me, I just feel like with our stars, it's so hard to criticize people you love. To me, this is just brother to brother accountability. Mike, you was wrong. It don't mean I love him no less. Mike, you failed us. To me, that's how it goes down in my book. You failed us. And that's okay. To me, that's okay to say. It don't mean I like Mike any less. It don't mean that I wouldn't support him or, buy Hornets tickets or whatever. But
I don't take it that deep.
You failed us, bro. Like you didn't get it done. And you had something easy to do. You didn't have to go do a low lie. You could have showed up to that man's event, waved, and left. Like they didn't ask you to go on a campaign trail with him. Like,
yeah,
that's what I agree. I just think everybody's ministry is different, man.
Yeah,
and I don't.
I mean, he already had he already.
Once he do it once, he gonna keep on doing it. Keep on doing
that was Jim Brown, and that was the Bill. That was their ministry, man. They wanted to speak out and tell what was going on. I don't
think, like Locke said, like it's not a one-time thing. You can't just. It's a continuous thing that you keep
continue.
But I think that's an argument we're gonna always have.
Yeah. I feel like we let him off easy because we love him and he's dope.
No, I just think it's a different issue. Because what if, like, would we be saying the same thing about LeBron if he had came out and said, "No, I support Donald Trump"? Then you're gonna be saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be saying anything. He should be just quiet."
No, I don't. But I'm not necessarily mad at anybody who supports Donald Trump because Donald.
And I'm not making it about Donald Trump. I'm just giving an example.
I'm just saying more so about what's open and out there and public and flagrant versus something that is insinuated. To me, there's a difference, I think. Especially at that time. I'm proud of LeBron and what those guys are doing. You stick your neck out. But the other turn about that, the one way I'll give Mike, I ain't gonna say a pass, but the other side of the coin is sometimes if you stick your neck out there too often, you open your mouth up too much, you're gonna say something that ain't right.
Right. You're gonna get
at some point, right? You're gonna say something that you wish you hadn't said. Like you brought up Kaepernick, like I bet Kaepernick wishes he hadn't wore the socks with the making fun of the police on him. Like I bet he regrets that. But yeah, I was sad, Mike, about that. Even as a kid. Hey, is that Biggie song, I Got a Story to Tell, really about John Starks? When did that song come out?
What song?
I Got a Story to Tell. Why is that after his career? Because it was rumored that song was about John Starks.
I never heard that.
Y'all didn't know that?
No. Why would
You've enlightened me.
Yeah, why would Biggie write about John Starks?
Huh?
Why would Biggie write a story about John Starks?
You got to go back and listen to I Got a Story to Tell about Notorious Big. I can't believe I'm on a podcast and brothers don't know that.
I never heard that one.
Locke's supposed to be a hip-hop head and don't know that.
Hey.
Somebody said it was about Anthony Mason.
Oh, you wrong.
It's about Anthony Mason.
Come on, man.
Get you money.
No, in the song. No. In the song, Biggie says one of those 6'5" dudes. Anthony Mason a little bigger than that.
John Starks ain't 6'5" either.
John Starks ain't no 6'5", man.
And they said Fat Joe said it. Come on, Mondre, what we doing, man?
Get on him, Mondre. You ain't got your facts.
It's go back and listen to I Got a Story to Tell. I don't care what Fat Joe might be telling the story, but it's in Biggie's song.
There you go. YouTube is right there for you.
I wonder who that's maybe it is about Anthony Mason.
Hey, but let's talk about that Knicks team for a minute now. Derek Harper, Doc Rivers, John Starks, Hubert Davis, X-Man, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Charles Smith, Patrick Ewing.
We're not going to see basketball like that no more.
Everybody still say a prayer for Charles Smith. He just couldn't get it done at the rim.
Yeah. Oh, it was Mace.
Everybody knew it was Anthony Mason, huh?
Poor Anthony Mason.
Hey, Raphael did we're dropping some knowledge on us. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I know.
With the Fresh Prince name. The episode was on yesterday when he Raphael did that ghetto. He was headed to the left. Hey, that's the best.
That's the most animated I've seen Bryce in a minute now.
That's a top 5 episode. Speaking of top 5, that's the top 5 episode of Fresh Prince of all time, bro. Gotta be.
I gotta go back and watch it now, Bryce.
You ain't never me. You gotta go back and watch
it. Oh no.
I gotta go back and watch it.
That joint gotta be top 5. That was hilarious, bro. See? Raphael even agrees with me.
Hey, this might be Bryce typing it in on his computer.
Bryce got a burner.
Bryce got a name, my burner called Raphael De La Ghetto.
Every comment gonna be Bryce was right.
Yep.
Bryce got a burner. 92 Bulls versus 96 Bulls. Who y'all think wins? Or 93, maybe I should say. Who's winning?
It's just the man on the thing just told you the 92 Bulls were the toughest one. And you're gonna say the 93. You just keep
I was saying the 92-93 season. The 92-93 season.
Or the 96 Bulls.
Or the 96 Bulls.
So you got Ron versus BJ. MJ, Scotty. Yeah. Boys versus Rodman. Bill Cartwright versus Luke Longley.
Bill Cartwright shot. That's tough.
Steve Kerr off the bench. John Paxson off the bench. That's a tough one. I don't know.
I know one thing. Paxson and Kerr, unsung heroes, man, of those teams. They used to knock those shots down, bro.
Like, BJ knocked shots down too now.
Yeah, BJ Armstrong, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And they were not afraid to kick it out to him, like, in the clutch.
I didn't realize Cliff Levingston was on that team. Wow.
Don't bring up Cliff Levingston's name, man.
Wow. That's back when being Cliff Levingston meant something, too.
Cliff Levingston had a good career in Atlanta, so he did one thing.
What's that one thing?
He shot the ball when Dominique should have shot the ball in Game 6 in the Omni versus the Boston Celtics. And maybe we're not talking about the Celtics one of them years.
I've been trying to tell her.
Atlanta Hawks. Lenny Wilkins. Did he get a gold medal?
Yeah, he was assistant coach on the 92 team. And he was the head coach of the 96 team, which Charles Barkley also said was They had a lot of drama. I'll just say that.
That's the dream team too.
Does Lenny Wilkins still have the wins record in the NBA?
I don't know. Lenny Wilkins and Cliff Leverson go down as two of my least favorite people.
And they both cursed. It's not their fault.
And they both revolve around W.
Your franchise is cursed, Huff. It's not their fault.
Huff can be all right.
Hey, Huff, I gotta give it to you, man. You ain't nothing if you ain't loyal, dog. I gotta give it.
I'm loyal.
Really riding with him, man.
It was as much as I knew it was Mike. It was hurting me when the man was crossing up Steve Smith and going to the basket.
Hey, he was abusing Steve Smith.
But Steve Smith made that All-Star game though.
Steve Smith with his buddy on the whole time. You saw him walking next to him the whole time. He knew what time it was. Let me be Mike's friend because he about to abuse me in this game.
I want to talk about some nerdy basketball stuff real quick. The defense and ball movement of the Chicago Bulls is just on another level. Like
they bought in.
Yeah. They're underrated defensive team, and most people, guys, they don't talk about that. But just go back to that play when Charles Smith. It was crazy when Charles Smith could make that bucket. It was crazy.
Mike was a nine-time all-defensive team. I didn't know that either.
Now it was a time. I think at one point, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Mike made all first defensive team. At one point.
I'm trying to think of teams right now where we've seen beautiful basketball on the offensive end, but still dominant defense. Like, do y'all have some other NBA teams y'all feel like even came remotely close to that? I'm thinking of the Heatles. I'm thinking of
Garrett Payton and Sean Kemp.
Spurs.
They weren't defensive like that.
Yeah,
Garrett Payton was, but
Gary Payton, yeah.
Jazz.
That Miami team. Yeah, Jordan had to average 40 to beat the Suns. They did.
It was 3-1, man. I'm not.
Jordan was
He's not gonna give it up though.
He's putting up numbers.
More Skittles must be your burner account.
That's perfect for him. Hey, good one, huh? Good one, huh?
That's why he over there looking at the side because he over there on the burner account typing and stuff.
More Skittles.
Hey, y'all don't get enough of fat shaming me on this podcast, man.
Good one, huh?
Hey, my dog came in here to check on me. Y'all fat shaming.
Charles Barkley.
I like man. I like the Heatles. They really play defense. I gotta give.
The 2004 Pistons.
Yeah.
Was offensively with our ball movement as good?
Yes,
man. Yes.
Oh yeah, Richard Hamilton.
That's how they won.
What? Hey, Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
Chauncey.
Come on. Tayshaun Prince.
Yep. Tayshaun Prince.
Rasheed
Wallace. Ben Wallace.
I just don't remember watching them play offense.
Hamilton learned a lot from Mike too, and
he said it too. He said,
"You come off them screens and knock that shot down, bro." Every time.
So when I watch the Pistons, I always remember one person playing like that. Like, I didn't remember. I don't know. I guess I saw their offense different.
You say you only remember being like one person playing defense?
No, I only remember one person, coming off screens, knocking down shots. You had post ups with Rasheed. Like, I just don't remember them moving it in that way. Like how I look at like the Golden State Warriors. You know what I mean? Like they got to a point.
Their team was built a little different.
Yeah,
so
but Golden State is a different kind of offensive team.
Yeah, I think they were still moving the ball, but they were built a little different. With you have Ben Wallace. I mean, you're not going to pass him the ball like what I'm saying, like that much.
Right.
He was used differently on offense.
Beautiful basketball though, man.
Yeah,
beautiful basketball on both sides, man. Like Horace Grant, I don't think is his due. I wonder if he got kicked off the team just because he was snitching.
What?
Did he get traded because he was snitching?
He didn't get traded. He signed as a free agent with Orlando.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Damn, Andre,
Hey, I thought Mike went up.
you're fact checking right now. It's not good.
Them white goggles, man.
I don't fact check any of this. I'm asking questions. I mean,
how did he do in Orlando?
I mean, he was pretty good.
They beat Mike in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it.
See, Bryce agreed with me.
I do not know who Rafael is. I promise you.
One thing that stuck out to me too, we've had this this said a couple of times today. We had Coach Ireland on the show earlier today talking about letting players play. And then we had Michael Jordan kind of saying, "Oh man, Phil Jackson knows when we need a break." And he was like, "Young coaches would have had us practicing today. You're gonna have a really unhappy team." I think that's huge, man. That kind of
it's a maturity thing from the coaching standpoint.
From a coaching standpoint, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing how to keep your guys fresh, how to keep them happy, how to always control.
Understanding that you can't always be so strict. You can't always yell. You can't. One of the greatest things about Phil Jackson was he knew how to play those mind games.
Mind games, yeah.
And it's not even necessarily a game, but he always knew how to be one step ahead of his opponent or his team. You rarely saw him get up and yell, at least not in his latter days, maybe earlier on, but he was, I
mean, I remember Phil allowing his team to get beat down, especially in a regular season game to prove them to get a lesson proved.
Yeah, let them figure it out.
I wonder if at some point your love for your team or you caring about your team as people
it matters.
Makes them better basketball players.
We talked about that Detroit Pistons team. Go listen to them talk about Larry Brown. Go listen to the Spurs talk about Greg to Coach Pop. Yeah. Just go listen to them.
Yeah, it matters. Yeah. I mean, you saw again in episode 5, I think it was, Phil had on another image of Phil wearing Mike's shoes, the 4s again. So it's like you see that he's, you know what I'm saying? He's buying in as a coach too. He's with you. Like he's along this journey with you. It's not just you guys go out there and play and we try to win. He's right there with him.
Do coaches push that line too much sometimes of wanting to be the authority that?
Yeah, I think so. All the time.
They said Thibodeau used to make them run until they had no feet left on their, you know what I'm saying? Like they had to get out of Chicago.
Nice.
So, not that you don't need to run, but I'm just saying, like,
you can't overdo it.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. We get it. You're in charge. You're a coach. We have to listen to you. We get it. But at some point, the greatest way to so that you have trust in somebody is allow them to have a day off. I get it. You're tired. You need a break. You need a mental break. Go play golf for a minute. Go home for a minute. And that's what Phil Jackson, like, he mastered that. He mastered it.
It's a long season. I imagine you got to be able to, the best coaches got to be able to do that. Some can drive. I heard Pat Riley still runs the Miami Heat like that. Or forces Eric Spoelstra to run the Miami Heat.
Riley didn't win as a coach, did he?
Yeah, Pat Riley won.
As a coach?
He won.
Lakers? Yeah, he was like, man, Bryce, come on, man.
I'm trying.
Come on, man.
I think maybe you got some players that can handle it or be in that type of environment. And
you got to know your team, man. You just got to know your team. Got to know when to push, when to pull, when to give.
When to let them go to Vegas.
Man, you know he ain't coming back in 48 hours.
Hey, let me ask this, man. Which one of y'all is surviving 48 hours in Vegas with Rodman?
I'm not.
Me?
That's easy.
That was an easy question. Right?
Easy. I think him and Robin might go toe to toe. Like another day.
Facts.
I don't want to go.
We've been up for 5 straight days. Okay.
Number 3rd, not me. I'm out of there. Lot.
Hey, Bryce out of there. I'm like, you gone?
I gotta go back. I gotta go, bro. I'll holler at you later. Him and Robin probably kicking it like on some wild. Just never mind.
Hey, Robin got on that motorcycle drinking a Miller Lite, bro. You know you about to have a ridiculous day. You start with Miller Lite.
Man, you know what's funny?
Why are you drinking that?
What's funny? When I was watching the Rodman episode, I was thinking about me when we go do on the radar tournaments out of town, and I be the one be always ready to go out, and they were like, "We got to be at the gym by 8." I'd be like, "So."
That's a long day in that gym.
So what you're saying is when we do the show out of town, we're gonna have to come and find you at your hotel room.
I'm in the streets. I ain't going out. I'm going out for work and fun.
Hey, if you want to get some sleep, you might want to get your own room.
Well, I'm a grown man, so I'm gonna have my own room anyway.
Hey, but hold up! Don't act like people don't go to Vegas and be having roommates or whatever. 2,
the
3
sweet joints, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Own room, bro.
Yeah, I think Locke. I think you can hang, man. 48 hours. I think you can hang.
Definitely.
I sleep on the plane.
Reebok took an L. I'm trying to see if I missed anything.
Reebok been taking L's. Only time Reebok won was when they had Iverson.
Only time.
They've been losing since then. The best thing they ever did was sign Iverson to a lifetime deal. Other than that,
the Reebok pumps had people going now.
The pumps were straight.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you weren't in that era though, Bryce, so you don't know. Like people were buying Reebok pumps.
Because didn't grandma have them?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm with you, Bryce.
They were all right. They are.
My Dre, no, you're not with anybody tonight. You still on.
Oh yeah.
Dan Marley's as good as Clyde Drexler. And Karl Malone wasn't good.
What kind of shoes did Karl Malone wear?
I didn't say none of that.
Karl Malone had his own shoe. They used to light up. They used to light up.
They were LA Gears, right?
Karl Malone used to put his hand behind his head when he dunked. I don't respect nobody that does that. If you
that man is second in the NBA in scoring, and you don't respect that man.
I don't respect nobody.
That man to come in here and whip your tail right now.
If you do that dunk right now, I'm gonna boo you right now.
Wow.
We have never
at Holy Innocence. If you do that,
we haven't seen anybody do that dunk any since then.
Never.
Oh no, I've seen a ton of kids
do that.
The hand behind the head dunk.
Yes.
No kid does that.
He said no kid does that.
Ever. And look, hey, Kevin, no, Kevin coaching over there at Denmark. No kid ever does the mailman.
The mailman had his own shoe, bro.
Yeah, he did.
They were LA Gears, though.
They were LA Gears. They used to light up.
He used to wear LA Gears with Wranglers. Like, no, not rocking with Karl Malone.
He's from the hood, man. He's from the country. I mean,
nah, Karl Malone good with me. I mean, he could play, but
his
style wasn't up to par.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a sneaky confession. One of my favorite pair of shoes were a pair of Converse, and they actually appeared in this documentary.
Those came out. The ones that came out recently.
When KJ, they brought him back. When KJ had the React Juice, them shoes was hard.
Oh yeah,
KJ hard.
Yeah.
Super hard with the React Juice on the bottom.
Yeah, those
KJ was hard.
Yeah. Shoes back then were just, I think, were also better than they are now too, as far as the design and like the amount of time they took to put into the shoe.
Until MJ went back and played in them first Air Jordans, he said his feet were bleeding at halftime.
Hey, you can't play
anybody playing in some ones.
Because when you walk in them ones, you feel everything on your
everything. You feel the whole entire
concrete.
Hey, that man was like, man, my feet were hurting so bad.
He was getting buckets though.
He was.
And they look good. Them ones were clean, but sheesh.
Not
they were
playing.
killing them.
You
they were killing them.
He should put some insoles in them or something. Like,
yeah,
man.
4 pair of socks, bro. Playing some ones. Wasn't no elite socks back then, so you know you got to double, triple up. Triple up, bro.
Hey man, Mondre, you remember one time you asked about trying to win back to back? I think we talked about it on maybe the last show.
Yeah.
And Phil said you're only a success at the moment you perform the successful act. You have to do it again. Like, y'all know how much pressure was on them? Like, they did that twice. They three-peated twice.
I know what that's like every show. I come in here every show knowing what it's like.
Andre,
all right, I'm done. Let's close the show down.
Andre,
I don't even know how I do this week after week after week. What are you saying, son?
Back to back every Sunday on your 5 o'clock and 11:05.
Hey, he going back to back, and he still ain't throwing lobs. He still ain't throwing lobs. Right?
No, bro, I'm gunning today. What are you talking about? Gunning today. Gonna ask me like I don't know.
He freezing us out like Isaiah freeze me MJ out.
Hey, we going into season 3 of Love the Game Dominance. What are we talking about? Hey, so Bryce, if I find that link to the Coogee short set when we open up the SUV studios,
I'm definitely
wearing it. He's wearing it.
Yeah, it's May. It's May, right? I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's May.
Bryce coming out with the legs out.
Wow.
Hey.
I
got them 5s on the way too. So if you got one that's short set it's white and red, that's even better for your boy.
Them 5s hard.
Had to, couldn't even do it.
So you went to the mall and got them?
Nah, I
just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure.
Look, I don't want to go anywhere because I don't want to wear a mask. So, like, I just don't go nowhere. I don't feel comfortable. Like, no, it's weird to me. So I got them off the internet. I got them off Foot Locker. To answer your question,
I want to say, I think I saw in this episode. I'm trying to think of what was the hardest days I saw in this past episode. I think the holograms is probably the hardest J's I saw.
See, man, I would tell you the ones I liked, and it was just because they were kind of limited. And them Olympic J's were still the ball.
Olympic
Olympics was hard. You're right.
He still hasn't. They haven't shown him in the taxis or anything yet, which is surprising to me too. But those Olympic 7s, yeah, those are super tough.
You know what I would like to know? How many cigars does MJ smoke a day?
How was he smoking before a game, too?
Man, that man told you the team would be smoking cigarettes and drinking beer at halftime. What are you talking about?
I mean, cigars though? Doesn't it make you tired? Like,
no.
That's a lot trying to hoop though.
Yeah.
Well, don't y'all see dudes at the park drinking beer? And come out there passing out buckets.
That is true.
Buckets.
I guess it maybe relaxed him a little bit or something. I don't know.
I think that man has a cigar all the time, man.
Are we expecting to see, because we on 5 and 6 we saw quite a bit of shots with his dad. Are we expecting to get into this anything gambling related, or if it?
Well, they started that process with that guy.
Yeah, I had never heard about that too. Forgot his name, but yeah,
I never.
That man wrote that man a $57,000 check,
which is shady. Something was going on with that.
Well, when he went up, when he got called to court, he said, "Yeah, had to pay back my gambling debt."
Yeah.
Then the other guy in the book said his gambling debt was over $1 million,
which is not a big deal for him. But
who said it? Ahmad said it, or somebody? $10,000 to him is like $10 to us,
right?
But he'll still complain about $20.
He'll still shoot them quarters on that wall. So now let's go back to that question. He said, "Does he have a gambling problem?" I don't know, but when they were shooting them quarters on that wall, I was like, "Man, what is this, bro? What is going on?"
I ain't getting that.
Hey, can we get a photo of my man that did the shrug and bite?
Yeah, because he won the quarters game.
That we have a photo of that. and we can bring that up on the screen.
It's already blown up on Twitter. It's
yo,
year.
That was the craziest thing of that entire episode.
Or when you got, was it Bill Wellington? Oh, Will Perdue said, man, they would have big money games back there, and then he'll come up front to the $1 game. Why you want to come up here? So I can have your money in my pocket.
So Huff, you know the game that they was playing when they was tossing quarters or whatever?
Man, I've never seen that game before in my life, man. I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
I was sitting there trying to figure out what the rule was. How you win?
Right? Every tails.
No, it was the closest to the wall, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah,
something like that. So here's how I was tripping. Right, MJ lost. Right, you had to pay somebody $20. You are the greatest basketball player that ever lived. Mike was legitimately salty that he lost, bro. He was hot.
I was expecting him to pull out like cash like this. He pulled out $60. I'm like, bro, what the heck?
Mike was heated. I'm like,
no, dude, how he was passing out the tickets just passing out tickets. Here you go.
Hey, they care what they said. Nah, just get them in the building. Here you go.
That was crazy.
Hey,
my man, Randy Brown got some love.
Hey, can you imagine? Because in today's NBA,
they're getting whatever
to where you practically sitting on the bench now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at NBA benches, like there are fans like
right there,
right next to the coaches. Yeah,
you can pay right there. Actually, you can pay for that seat. Yeah, right there.
Can you imagine what a ticket would cost to sit that close to MJ while he's getting busy?
Man, you weren't getting that ticket. They told you them games were sold out.
Games sold out.
Crazy.
10:30.
But did you see? Y'all didn't notice something little, man. You know how much security we have right now, right? Did y'all see him when he walks out of arenas and that dude's touching his head and everything? Like,
so we're not gonna talk about the fact that Mike had his own locker room. Y'all didn't peep that?
Nah.
When they say they're gonna have the covers and they shut everything down, shut everything.
Mind you, I always trying to start stuff.
You didn't see that.
Oh,
I'm gonna play me. I'm gonna play me. Act like he is.
Hey, so so did he
I didn't see it neither. I didn't.
Did he deserve? Would you have given him his own locker room?
Absolutely. I'd give Michael Jordan whatever they asked for. He can have his own locker room. Dennis Rodman can have his own locker room.
So you just like Oprah. Everybody gets a locker room.
Everybody gets a locker room.
You're printing. That's the thing that I don't understand, right? About Krause and Reinsdorf. At that point, you're basically printing money.
Yeah.
You're printing money.
Hand up like
you can't lose. You're printing money.
All right.
I would give them whatever they want, especially stuff okay, there's only so much contract money you can dole out because there are rules. But everything else, as far as what you want the locker room to look like, oh man, I'm redoing the locker room. You getting the most ball-in private plane, like, yeah, I'm Mark Cuban it up.
Yeah, that money is flowing like crazy in there.
Yeah, I'm not arguing. That's what I meant. And Mark Edwards got mad. Like, I'm not arguing over Pippen's contract. Like after you win those first 2 titles, man, like it's flowing. They gave Mike $36 million and didn't even blink, really.
But that was only his last 2 years, though. Just saying.
Hey, you giving one? Hey, Huff, you giving one of your players their own locker room?
In high school? No, bro.
I know who at your school would have asked for one.
Garrison.
See, there y'all go.
Dang.
Fellas, that's all the I think we got everything. That's all the topics I had.
But on before we go, when Mike was pulling up in the Range Rover and he had the two tray on the tags.
Yeah, that's tough.
Clean. Super clean.
That's tough. Right. Nobody's pull up to the arena game was like Mike though.
Nah.
Mike was on another level.
Yeah.
Like, one day I hope to know what it feels like to decide to take the Range Rover because it's raining outside.
And don't take the drop top, right?
Right, because think about it. Any other time we've seen Mike, it's always sports cars. It's the red Ferrari, it's the
Corvette,
black Lambo, it's the Corvette. Like, it's always sports cars. Mike was like, it's raining outside. Take the Range. One day, right?
Hey, man, last thing I'll say is I think we didn't say enough about when BJ said, let the man, he used to let them play, but he knew he had to go win the game.
Yeah.
BJ Armstrong was good. He was good.
Mundre may say he's top 10 or something. You know, got to watch Mundre.
Hey, for all the crazy stuff y'all say I said, y'all still didn't tell me who Carmelo was better than on that list.
Here we go.
Nobody. Okay. BJ Armstrong was good. I think he's coaching. That's the one thing I'll say the Bulls did right. I think Bill Cartwright at some point was a coach for the Bulls. I think BJ Armstrong worked in their offices, I think, as a coach or in some capacity. Don't fact check me on that, but I believe they did. I think that's the only thing I think they got right.
Yeah, we can't fact check you tonight.
I mean, no, you can't. Let's be real.
Hey, how did Oakley feel, man? Like knowing that could have been me. That could have been me.
Oh, I'm sick.
Him and Mike was still homeboys.
I know.
I'm sick.
Man.
And knowing we can't get over the hump because I played on this team. Oh.
You know, that's what makes it worse for the Knicks. They still can get over the hump after Mike was left them 2 years.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. You went from having to deal with Mike to now you got to deal with the Spurs. You get there, you get to
no. See, there go your fact checking, man. It was not the Spurs. It was the Rockets, man. The Rockets won back to back.
They lost to the Spurs too. The
Knicks did lose.
The Knicks lost to the Spurs.
That was like 99. 99.
Yeah, I was talking about after Mike was retired, done.
Well, I'm talking about the best New York Knicks team because that New York Knicks team was an A seed and they somehow got to the finals.
Somehow they won.
It was a shortened season somehow.
And now they're trying to rebuild out using Chris Paul.
I tell you.
Now you want to talk about a franchise in turmoil?
Yeah,
that's a snake big franchise. Talk about my Hawks. Let's talk about the Knicks.
I was a Knicks fan coming up through all of this.
Do people like RJ Barrett? I was just wondering. I personally thought he was a good pick, but
that's for another show, Bryce, because we can be on that for a long time.
He's all right, but he's
not real.
Wow.
Alonzo Trier can go though. Alonzo Trier can go. But yeah, you're right.
I got a lot to say about the Knicks. We'll do it another time.
Right.
That's our show, man. I'm looking forward. Well, actually, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not looking forward to the next 2 episodes because I think I know what we're gonna get.
What?
I don't want to hear about Michael Jordan's pops passing. I'm not looking forward to it. I understand, you know. I do have to say, kind of, I was apprehensive about seeing Kobe. Yeah, I didn't want to do that either. So maybe ESPN will find a way to. I don't know how you make that tasteful, but hopefully they'll handle it gracefully.
I think they're gonna kind of tie it into him playing baseball.
Yeah,
I'm just ready. When are we gonna see him and Reggie? I'm ready for that.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Underrated series, right?
Yeah.
Underrated series. For sure.
Reggie did that to the Knicks now.
Oh.
Don't remind me.
Reggie.
Hey, but y'all did. Last thing, I know we're trying to close. When they were showing that All-Star game, did y'all see some of the dudes that were on that All-Star team?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, Huff get his off, and nobody says anything when Huff get his off.
They had the shimmy man up there, Antoine Walker. He had Steve Smith, Dikembe, Tim Hardaway, Rick Smits.
Yeah.
Was that Glenn Rice? That was Glenn Rice.
Yeah.
Jason Williams.
Tim Hardaway was nice.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway was real quiet when Magic came in that locker room. But anyway.
Yeah.
What you trying to say, Huff?
Like he was like, man, I'm just gonna let the legends talk. I'm not in this.
What I be doing.
Right.
Definitely be there.
Hey, but real facts though, while we talking about that, you do know the game console business. There would be no 2K without Bulls versus Blazers. I know they may say it was Bulls versus Celtics. I mean Bulls versus Lakers. But it was Bulls versus Blazers that really had.
Give him this Blazers credit. He's not.
First, you had Lakers versus Celtics.
Yeah, but it didn't take off like that.
Bulls versus Blazers was the one that took off. Yeah, you're right. One thing, and we are going to close for real this time. But the one thing that I do admire about that era, I don't necessarily like all the fouling, but one thing I admire about that era, you didn't have a voice if you didn't win. If you weren't a winner, if you didn't prove it back then, you didn't get to have a voice. Like you said, Huff, Tim Hardaway looking at the champions like,
yeah.
That
Laker boy.
Facts. You didn't get to be front and center until you win. Nowadays, I feel like we put people front and center, and they ain't got to win. Just be fun to watch.
New era, man. Social media.
Yeah.
Facts.
I tell you what. If MJ had social media back in the day, or camera phones, or
his Instagram would be
Liddy,
bruh.
Liddy. MJ's live.
How many followers LeBron got? What? A couple. What?
A few million, probably. Yeah.
Something crazy. Now, Mike's would be his Twitter page. His Twitter game will be
Michael Jordan's IG could only be rivaled by Michael Jackson's IG.
Right. Right.
Jam.
Can you imagine? They go live together and it would shut IG down.
Versus
one conversation, it would shut IG down.
Stop. I'm done. Close the show, man. Close the show. Close.
Michael.
I'll pay good money to hear Bryce do that voice again.
I can't. I can't. It's time to go. I'm losing.
Oh my.
That is our show. Let's get out of here.